Welcome to Larry's Library. This time we're looking at the Hobbit Sketchbook by Alan Lee. Now, hopefully you've seen my review of the Lord of the Rings sketchbook by Alan Lee I think it was a few weeks back. I will link it up in the corner there and probably below. But this is another one that is both written and illustrated by Alan Lee. Very famous artist. Hopefully you already know who I'm talking about. He's illustrated a lot of the Lord of the Rings books, and he's done covers for tons and tons of them. And one thing he's most noted for, at least in the last 20 years probably, is his work on Peter Jackson's Lord of the Rings films and, of course, the Hobbit movies, where he helped with the design of everything from the sets and weaponry and monsters and characters and just the look and feel of everything. I mean, he wasn't the only one, but he was one of the main ones for sure that influenced that whole look. So if you love those movies, then you're probably going to love his artwork because they are very much aligned. And this is another great book by him. This one is 192 pages with an MSRP of $30. Well worth it. It still seems to be in print. Of course, you got to pick this up somewhere like Amazon or a local bookshop or whatever you think. But this is by HarperCollins. Fantastic hardcover, really good quality. Nice binding, no issues there. So this has character profiles and designs for orcs and goblins, and like I said, weaponry. This is less of a sort of day-to-day sketchbook like the Lord of the Rings ones was. These have more full illustrations than that book did, a little bit more. But it is similar in tone and definitely in design the way this thing's laid out. It's a great companion piece to that other book if you have that. And I recommend both of them highly. So, there's no surprise here. This is 10 out of 10 for me. But yeah, just look at some of this artwork. There's some two-page spreads in here that just blow your mind. And I mean, for somebody that prefers color artwork like I do, so when I see something like this, it really makes me backtrack on that whole thing because the black and white, just pure pencils by this guy are just amazing. They are beautiful. And I got to say, I've always preferred the Hobbit book to the Lord of the Rings books. I've made no secret of that. I mean, I love all of it, don't get me wrong. But the Hobbit will always have a special place in my heart and in my mind. It's just one of the great things. I guess the greatest book of all time, in my opinion, is The Hobbit. I don't like the Hobbit movie as much as I did the Lord of the Rings movie, though. Movies, I have to say. I mean, that's, not that I don't like the Hobbit movies. I do, but they are very much too long. And they just cram too much stuff in there. And I didn't care for the frame rate they used, the 60, But you know what? This isn't a review of The Hobbit, so don't get me started on that. Now, if you want to know my thoughts on those films and other things related to Tolkien, you can check out my Tolkien collection tour video, where I go into a lot more detail about some of that stuff, and I'll link it up above also. I'll put it in a little drop down for you. But yeah, but this book is pure joy. There is nothing to complain about here. I mean, I just love it. It's about 90% art and 10% text, but it's engrossing and you won't be able to stop looking at it. And I see myself going back and looking at this book a lot, probably forever, because it is just gorgeous. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. Yeah, I hope Alan Lee just keeps putting out more and more of this kind of material, and I'm going to be digging around and seeing if he has any other art books out there. We'd like to have more of his stuff for sure. Yeah, it's fantastic. I don't know how much more I could really talk about it. I mean, the art speaks for itself. Just look at these scans. Yeah, it's really good stuff. It just makes me so happy to have this. The only thing I could maybe complain about is if it was even a larger trim size, I'd like it even more. But it is a nice volume. It really is. But yeah, this was a quick one. I mean, other than just gushing on this art, I don't know what more to say about it. If you're a fan of these films, if you're a fan of Alan Lee's artwork, you're going to want this. So pick it up. It is Hobbit approved for sure. Give me a thumbs up if you agree, if you like this, and subscribe if you haven't already.